Dried up bracken, scrunched up leaves, muddy pockets, last year's footprints. I miss their voices and the sounds. I have not heard them, not since late summer as I was walking. In the shade of a golden evening, I heard the coyote calling and the red fox coat deep breathing, dreaming of the longer days, an equinox away. Oh dear spring, please do your thing, my longing don't betray. Does it seem a little greener? Is there something I'm not seeing? The lilies dance and call to frogs, and nature starts believing. In the coming of the springtime, my face lights up with glee. I settle with my journaling, supported by my tree. You're welcome, say the branches, their fingers in the air. Roots wrap around my torso. Well, I didn't know you cared. It is not difficult to forgive destruction in the past, which resulted from ignorance. Today, however, we have access to more information, and it is essential that we re-examine ethically what we have inherited, what we are responsible for, and what we will pass on to coming generations. This quotation is by the Dalai Lama. I thought I might open my journal with a Buddhist saying from the Dalai Lama. It provides me with a perspective which doesn't involve criticism and judgment. I truly took to heart the monistic rather than dualistic perspective of the world. I like the more holistic and systems approach to unity and interrelatedness that Buddhism offers. I decided to move spaces from my last journaling project at the edge of the swamp. Rather, I went deep into the watershed to experience another perspective. I picked 3 viewing points. The first viewing point was called the Overlook, ironically something I have overlooked until this assignment. I resigned myself to sharing the space with avid birdwatchers and photographers. Oh my goodness, some of their lenses were as big as saucepan lids. I must be joining the expert birdwatchers, I thought. I really failed to see what they were getting excited about. I couldn't see a single bird on my first visit, and I didn't hear any of their lens shutters making any noise either. I was struck by the breadth of open space in front of me. The second spot I chose was a tree on a small island in a very large pond. I loved how it was surrounded by water and was hoping for some dramatic changes in color in this spot. My third place was a small pond which had a log precariously placed in the middle of it. However, it was the home to several turtles. The first time I came out to observe them, I was thrilled to have come across the turtles, and hoped very much that this wasn't a makeshift home for them. I am very happy to say that they were there every week. Over a period of 6 weeks, I visited the same 3 spots, unless I included another outcrop of interest for the photographer in me. I'm not going to lie, I was pretty underwhelmed the first 3 or 4 visits. I saw very little changing as the dates pushed further into spring. Goodness me, Dr. Kearns had really talked up how remarkable the change is going to be during this period. Indeed, by the last week, it was easy to discern that everything had come to life and was looking poised to burst into the last vestiges of the springtime. I did think my observations each week and took photos of the same spot so that I could compare them next to each other at the end of my project. Again, things really seemed to come to life in the last couple of weeks. I loved the Great Swamp watershed, so I decided to become a member of the Friends of the Great Swamp. This opened up so many opportunities that came in the form of an email. I decided I'd like to do the stream assessment training, led by an adjunct professor of freshwater ecology at Drew, Sandra Lavinia, who's also the director of water quality programs for the Great Swamp Watershed Association. This was a remarkable experience to delve into the technicalities of studying the health of a river, and in this instance, it was the river section in Lewanika Park. It took nearly 2 hours to take all the measurements, but what fun we had. My favorite was measuring the flow of the river using a very technical piece of equipment, a rubber duck, floating downstream. Perhaps it was wading through the water, or maybe the feeling of doing something very important to take care of the environment. I was enthralled with the activity. Perhaps I felt so engaged because when I'm doing something good for the environment, I'm blessed back. In the Hindu religion, Dharma exists for the welfare of all beings. Hence, that by which the welfare of all living beings is sustained, that, for sure, is Dharma, is a Hindu quote. Hinduism has a profound approach to acting in the world. I need to ask myself constantly a simple question: are my actions and path in life helping sustain, or at least not hurt, the welfare of the beings around me? They hope that after the training you become a part of the stream team, but I can feel my husband pulling the back of my shirt if I look so much at the volunteer forms. I just can't do everything.